So let's continue with the row 6. We're gonna turn with a chain, then a slip stitch and 4 chains. Two doubled trebles together. Three chains and 3 trebles around the 3 chains. That's the beginning, then 2 chains. A treble into the 3rd existing one. And now we continue just like we did in the 4th row with our first flower. So we do 2 chains and 2 trebles done together into the same spot where the chain started. I'll do the second one, and for that we are changing our spot. So we do it here into the singular treble, 3 trebles done together. The 3rd we will do into the following treble. Again, prep 3 trebles, and when you have a total of 9 loops on your needle, you can finish them as 1. Do a chain on top, then 2 more chains and 2 trebles done together into the chain on the bottom. The 4th petal starts above the 5th petal of the last blossom below. So 2 chains and a single treble under the 6th petal of the last flower underneath. And then comes the next petal with 2 chains, 2 trebles done together where the chains start. And then the second one here. The 3rd onto the following treble. And then all 9 loops we do as 1 chain, and for the 4th petal, 2 chains and 2 trebles done together into that chain. A single treble on top of the first treble of the 3 here. Two chains and the middle as always, 3 trebles, 3 chains and 3 trebles. And again. Two chains and a single treble onto the 3rd treble of the next group. And then here we continue like in row 4. So the first petal, 2 chains, 2 trebles done together. into the following single treble, and again, and all 9 loops as one, chain, and for the 4th petal, 2 chains and 2 trebles done together. Then a single treble onto the 5th petal of the blossom below, 2 chains and a treble through the 6th petal. Just like on the other side, and then we start the next petal, so 2 chains, 2 trebles, prep 3 trebles for the next one, and then for the 3rd one also 3 trebles. Finish 9 loops and then do a chain and 2 chains and 2 trebles done together. A single treble onto the 1st of the 3 below, and then 2 chains and 3 trebles around the 3 chains. Plus 3 chains plus 3 doubled trebles done together. So this was row 6. You see here the finished flowers and now the prepped flowers that we will finish in the 7th row. Chain, turn, slip stitch, then 4 chains, 2 doubled trebles done together, three chains, 3 trebles as always, two chains, 1 treble onto the 3rd of the group, 2 chains afterwards, and 1 treble onto the singular one. And now 2 chains and 3 trebles together. Two chains, and into the same spot comes the 6th petal. Two chains and a treble on top of the single treble, and this is what we get. Now 2 chains and the treble onto the single treble, again 2 chains, and the 5th petal is incoming into the chain. 2 chains and the 6th petal into the same spot. Two chains, a single treble, 2 chains, a treble on the first one of the group, the middle we do as always, so 3 trebles, 3 chains, and 3 trebles. Two chains and the treble onto the 3rd treble, 2 chains, a treble onto the single treble, and now comes the blossom. So let's do 2 chains, into the chain goes the 5th petal, 2 chains, and then the 6th petal into the same spot. Two chains and 1 treble into the single treble after the blossom. Two chains and a single treble, and then comes the next petal. So 2 chains and the 5th petal into the chain, then 2 chains again, and the 6th petal into the same spot. Two chains and a single treble. So we get the lovely edges out of trebles, then we do 2 chains and a treble. Two chains and 3 trebles. Three chains, and 3 doubled trebles done together. This was row 7, and now you will repeat rows 6 and 7, and that way you'll always get more petals in each row. So you can work it this way until you have your spool almost done, and at the end, when we're done with that, I'll just show you how you can make the lovely ending that you can see all over my edges here. So on the other 2 sides we are growing. That's where our endings will be. Okay, so I'll show you the ending edge after you finish the blossoms. So after you do another row, you're gonna do a prep row first. So we're starting with a chain to turn with, and then we'll do a slip stitch, 4 chains, and 2 doubled trebles done together, just like we always did. Plus 3 chains and then 3 trebles. And now always 2 chains, the first treble on top of the 3rd existing one, then 2 chains and a treble onto the singular one, 2 more chains and another treble onto the single treble that we already have. here into the 5th petal and then into the 6th too. Always do chains in between, of course. The middle we do as always, 3 trebles, 3 chains, and 3 trebles. And then I'll show you how to do the very ending that comes on top of this prep row. So now you can see here the whole thing that we have. So the whole last row here, including the middle that we did, and now till the end. And of course we ended the same way as we always did, around the last couple of chains that you see right here. We did 3 trebles, 3 chains, 3 doubled trebles together. So let's start with a chain to turn with and a slip stitch. Four chains and 2 doubled trebles done together again into this spot where we are starting. Two, and then a slip stitch into the 3rd treble, again 4 chains, and into the same spot again 2 doubled trebles done together. And the slip stitch into the next treble. So this treble we skip and we go into the next one where we do the slip stitch. Again, 4 chains and 2 doubled trebles done together. Again, skip one and do a slip stitch into the following one. Also, make sure that you aren't pulling too tight, so you want this nice and loose. If you're feeling that it's a bit too tight, you can do 5 chains to make it even looser. But I think 4 work for me just fine. So I'll stick with the 4, but feel free to increase if you need to. And now we can just finish this row and then we'll continue. And I'll just show you how to do the middle. So I'm now here. I did the last treble before it with the 4 chains and 2 double trebles. So now I'll do a slip stitch into the 3rd treble of the middle. Then I'll do 2 chains and 2 double trebles done together again. And now a slip stitch around the 3 chains, then 4 chains and 2 double trebles done together into the slip stitch. And the following slip stitch goes into the first of the 3 trebles that are next. Then again we do 4 chains and 2 double trebles together into the same spot. So again, the first treble, and the next slip stitch is on the first treble, and then you can continue as always. 4 chains, 2 double trebles together. And the slip stitch into the second single treble. Here is our point here, and the edge is very pretty now. And if you take a look at the bottom edge or the other side of the triangle, you see that it looks really nice. It looks almost exactly the same. So I hope you like the entire scarf and the edges as well. Feel free to let me know if you'd like to see more. You can subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye!